As an advocate for the crime community, I'm just joking, but
You cut me loose and set me free.
hi guys, welcome to Timeout to Praise. My name is Praise Shaguy, your amazing and beautiful host with the sauce, vibe, ginger, and everything. So I've come with a very interesting topic today, and welcome to another episode. So the topic or what I'll be talking about today is drum rolls. I know why people cry. I know people say praise always has so many fun titles. Yes, and actually, as the name says, that is exactly what I'm going to be talking about. I know why people cry. First off, as a crybaby that I am, I cry at every opportunity I get. The funny thing is that most times when I cry, I can't actually control my tears, and I laugh a lot. The same way I can't control my laughter and I laugh at the most serious moments, the same way I cry. Like, I cry for everything. I cry when watching a movie. I cry when I see an emotional post on Instagram. I cry at the slightest discomfort. Your baby girl is in tears. As an advocate for the crime community, I'm just joking, but as somebody who cries a lot and I know how it feels to cry even when you don't want to cry, I want to tell you reasons why people cry. Because I know the reasons and I'm going to just talk about the reasons why people cry. And before I go into it, if you are coming to watch my video for the first time and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Do subscribe to my channel right away. Subscribe now. Okay, so let's go there. First off, I would say that people cry at different times, when they are sad, when they are angry, when they are happy. So different emotions make people cry. And I would say crying is not abnormal. Instead, instead, it is very, very normal. And sometimes you see comments on that post where people are like, why is this one crying now? Is this a reason to cry? I feel like there are reasons to cry, and I'll tell you situations and reasons why I feel it is very normal and you should let people even cry if they want to. First of all, I'll talk about people crying for emotional reasons. So, emotional pain or emotion can be one of the reasons why people cry. Let me tell you the emotions that can make people cry. When you insult a person, the person might cry. And why would they cry? Because they feel hurt that, oh, why I didn't believe this person would do that to me. Oh, why would that person say that to me? It could be something they are already battling with and then somebody insults them with it. Oh, imagine somebody who has been waiting to have a child and somebody says, see that barren woman, and she's crying and you're saying, oh, why is she crying? Is that enough reason to cry? Yes, it is enough reason to cry because now you've reminded her about something she's not happy about. Another reason to cry is when you are in an unhealthy environment, when you are in a place you don't want to be, or you are in a place you cannot do without being in, and maybe the place is stressing you out, the place is giving you pain, and you still have to be there. I will not blame them if they cry because sometimes you have to cry. Maybe you just want to let that emotion out, like, oh God, you are angry. And then one of the reasons why people cry is when they cannot control the situation. Yes, there are times when you are in a, like I just mentioned, you're in a place you cannot control what is happening to you. You can't, or maybe it is an elderly person that is insulting you. You can't insult them back. You can't do anything to them. So what do? You let it out by crying. Yes, I do that sometimes too. Another reasons why people cry is physical pain. So if you slap somebody and that slap is very hot, the person might cry. If that person hits their leg on stone, the person might cry. If the person falls down, the person might cry. If the person is going through sickness, diseases, their pain, the person might cry. And You don't know how painful it is, so you shouldn't say. And there people get it wrong. There are sometimes when somebody is not feeling fine and the person is crying, and you're not, why are you crying now? You don't know the pain the person is going through. You have no right to tell them not to cry. So if they want to cry, let them cry. Honestly, if they want to cry, let them cry. Another thing, or will I say another experience that can make somebody cry is stress. When somebody is stressed, let's say the person is stressed from work, or the person is stressed from maybe a relationship, a draining relationship or friendship, or the person is going through something at that moment that is making them like a roller coaster of emotions, the person will cry. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I am of the opinion that men should cry because we are all emotional beings. We are human before we are classified into a gender. So what makes you to have the opportunity to cry and then you say the man shouldn't cry? Please, if he wants to cry, let him. I see men who see their bride walking down the aisle and they are crying, and people are like, why is he crying? Is he a baby? He will still cheat and things like that. I feel like you don't know why he's crying. Let me tell you one of the reasons why people can cry in that situation. First, you don't know the trouble they went through in that relationship. You don't know, maybe they didn't want, maybe they had people who didn't want them to get married. You don't know, maybe the lady even fell sick or had an accident before that wedding, and it is just by God's grace she's there. You don't know the struggle the guy went through before the lady even said yes to him. In that moment, one of the reasons why the person might be crying is what they went through, or just being grateful to God that, wow, this day is finally here after everything we've been through. And in that situation, you have no right to say, why is he crying? He is teaching and things like that. Say, let him cry if that is how he chooses to express himself in that minute. And don't you ever say, oh, maybe, oh, you shouldn't cry. You don't know the struggles. You don't know the pain. You have no idea, to be honest. So another reason why people cry is when they are happy, when they're excited, joy. Sometimes joy can make you cry. So when somebody is extremely happy, or they are surprised, somebody gifted them something, they are so surprised. They saw their admission letter. They have just graduated from school after so many exams, strike, and everything. They might cry because they are just extremely happy. That can produce an emotion that would allow them cry in that moment, in that moment, because they are just extremely grateful and happy. And I think this happens to many people. Most people cry when they are extremely happy. It's not only when you are sad, because most people associate crying that is when bad things happen. That is when people cry. But no, that's not true. People cry even when they're happy, when they are having the best moments of their life, and they still cry. So it's not only happiness, it's not only sadness that makes people to cry. Another reason why people cry is, let's say, due to hormonal changes. So menstrual, when people are going through their menstrual cycle, women go through a lot. They have they we we have pre-menstrual pain, we have menstrual pain, we have post-menstrual pain. It happens in different ways for some people. Some people actually feel so much pain that they cry. Whereas some people do not feel pain, but they go through so many emotions that are now mood swing, go, they're happy now, next thing they're sad. In such moments, something that wouldn't have allowed me cry maybe a week before can make me cry now. So I think people should try to be careful so that you're not now making it worse for the person, because people go through different emotions, especially women. Women are strong, and then try as much as possible not to be a reason why that person will have to cry when they already are having hormonal changes and things like that. Even when somebody is about to get to menopause, they tend to cry a lot, and it's also part of the emotional changes, and how the body feels makes you react in ways that you might not be able to explain. And that's why people cry and they're asking, oh, I don't know why I'm crying. It's possible that it's the hormones that are dancing around. Yes, very, very possible. And one thing I'm going to say is that most times people cannot control themselves when they cry. So don't make somebody look foolish for crying, because most likely that person did not even want to cry and they couldn't control it. Like me now, I'll be going on the feed of Instagram, jejely. Next thing, I'll just see one emotional post and I'm crying. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to cry. And I'm crying. So when somebody is crying, don't make it feel like they just want to cry on purpose. Who held them now? Why must they cry? Especially a moron. Is it everything they cry for? Mm-mm. Shut up. Shut up. Let people cry. And at the end of the day, what I would say is, I know why people cry, and it's normal to cry. Don't make anybody feel foolish for crying, because we can all cry and we should all cry if we want to. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Time Out to Praise. I'm so grateful. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, drop a comment. When do you cry? Do you think people should not cry at some important moments, or do you feel like people will cry anyhow? Maybe they have a medical issue or something. I just wanted to say that, like, don't make people feel bad for crying. As much as possible, do not make people feel bad for crying. Do not make people feel bad for crying. Some people feel like, oh, they did not cry enough, oh, they should not cry now, or they cried too much. Imagine somebody who has lost um somebody close to them and you're telling them maybe the cry is too much. No, that I feel that is very rude. Or you should say, and the person has not cried enough, that everybody's crying, the person is not crying, she the one that killed the person. Like, things like that are very hurtful words to say. So I just want to know, what do you think about people who cry a lot? What do you think? What moments have you cried and you ended up wondering why you cried? Drop this comment so that I can respond to you and just learn something new from you too. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the subscribe button, and don't forget to click on the bell beside it so that it notifies you anytime I drop a video. Thank you so much, my Time Out to Praise tribe. I love you guys. You are the reason I keep doing this every time.